The cars, the stunts, the gadgets, and villains, and of course, the Bond girls have obsessed audiences for over a half-century. Ian Fleming's Secret Agent has become a global phenomenon, and his popularity has created a cottage industry in D.C. And Washington Full Circle starts right now. Welcome to Washington Full Circle. I'm Furman Patterson. The James Bond film franchise is the longest running continuous franchise ever. Each new release has shaken and stirred audiences. The latest movie skyrocketing to over $1 billion at the box office. So what is it about this debonair spy that keeps us so enthralled? Well, take a look.
Get away from me! Why should I trust you?
Because right now, I'm your best chance of staying alive.
This organization, do you know what it's called?
Its name is Spectre.
Okay, so here to help decipher the Bond culture are two of his biggest fans in D.C. Shanaz Shafi, organizer of the hugely popular annual New Year's Eve Spy Gala, and Jason Worden, public relations manager at the International Spy Museum. Thanks to both of these James Bond fans for joining us.
And thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Now, I guess people don't really know how popular James Bond is in D.C. Shanaz, you see it every year, so tell us about that.
Well, you know, to be a James Bond fan, it's something that once you've seen the movies, you're hooked, and then that's it. You share the news with everyone that you know, and that includes having this huge New Year's Eve party where Bond fans from all over the world really come into the city to have a night of espionage and excitement and thrills and countdown to the new year.
How long have you been doing it?
This is our 14th
Wow.
year. Yes,
Fantastic.
Started small and now it's around 1,500 guests, and it's quite a production, but it's so worth it.
I'm sure it's fabulous. And you've also been to this event, huh?
It's a phenomenal event. I mean, they've been putting it on for so many years, and it's great to be able to tell this Bond story from two different avenues. You know, you have this great party, this very swanky Bond persona that you can put on, but then we also get to tell the history of this franchise at the International Spy Museum. We opened Exquisitely Evil, 50 Years of Bond Villains, in November of 2012 when Skyfall first came out.
Right.
And now that we've had it for going on 2 years into our third year, it is phenomenal to be able to continue to tell this story, this complete history of Bond, and how really the entire franchise fits into espionage history.
And you not only have this exhibit with the villains, but you also have a car in the museum.
Absolutely. We have two even. We actually have one of the original Aston Martin Db5s, which is a phenomenal piece that we've had since the museum opened in 2002.
That's right.
It's
it sticks
awesome.
out of the wall, right?
Oh, right, exactly. Yeah, there's the machine guns in the headlights.
Yes,
oh, yeah.
The flipping license plate.
Yes.
That's right.
You should get that one on the street. That would do some good damage. But we also have the Jaguar XKR from 2002's Die Another Day.
Right.
That is a piece that we have in our lobby that's been a nice staple of the franchise.
Oh my gosh, yes. And I think it's one of the most iconic car chases in the whole Bond history, because
the Ice Palace.
The Ice
everything.
Palace.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yes, totally.
You know, and what's unusual, people think, okay, you know, car chases and explosions, that, oh, it's a male film, a man's favorite, but women love James Bond films too. So, and you know a lot about that.
Yes, well, what's not to love? I mean, you've got the consummate hero. He's a good, he saves the world in a very dashing way. He's got a lot of romance going on. He looks good. Well, he has to look good, right?
Yeah, well, of
course.
That's a prerequisite.
Yes.
Yes.
So with the annual New Year's Eve Gala, where is it held, and just what happens during the evening?
So, where do I begin? Okay, it's held at the Washington Plaza Hotel. It's been held there since 2009. And we host it there every year because the staff of the hotel, they're just amazing. They go above and beyond. When you walk in the door to until you leave, you really do feel like a superstar. The hotel is an exemplar in service, and that's why we go back. What happens? Well, you walk in and you become Mr. Bond, or you become a femme fatale, a fabulous Bond lady, a villain, and you're there for the next 8 hours or so, just caught up in the look and feel of the Bond movies. We have beautiful props that are designed from the bottom up every year. So when you walk around, you'll be able to take souvenir photos that you will not find anywhere else in DC. And there's the new prop coming this year. I'm very excited. I think our guests will be just amazed about it. We have different ticket levels. So you come in at a presidential. That's the exclusive top level access behind the velvet ropes. You're in the main ballroom. There's a live band. The band is amazing. They're from New York, and they play big band, jazz, the mainstream until midnight.
Oh, you got to tell us more. I'm excited. Don't go away. More on why James Bond fans continue to renew their license to thrill year after year. Washington Full Circle will be right back after this. Welcome back. The James Bond character has been played by so many different actors in so many different styles, yet still managed to capture massive audiences for over 53 years and counting. So, Jason, who's been your favorite?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey.
Who's been your favorite James Bond actor?
I really love the style and just kind of the grittiness that they've done with Daniel Craig. In these past 4 films. And now with Spectre coming out, kind of pulling those 4 films together into a larger story, it's been phenomenal to watch, and it's breathed new life into not just the character but the franchise. And we are so thrilled about that at the International Spy Museum that we can now extend upon this special exhibition, Exquisitely Evil, 50 Years of Bond Villains.
Yeah.
And we've added some artifacts now from Spectre to continue that story. That torture chair that is used to drill into Bond's jaw. Not ideal, but it is a piece that we've added. Some of the Spectre rings with the infamous insignia on it as well. And it's, again, continuing to tell this story to wrap into the history of espionage. And it's something that continues to evolve with each new film.
And it's one of the most popular exhibits at the museum.
We are thankful that we do have that. It certainly draws in a great crowd.
Yeah. And so, who's your favorite?
Pierce Brosnan. Hands down, he just had that edge, Second favorite, Roger Moore.
Right.
Daniel Craig, he's sexy. Well, third.
Right.
And then Sean Connery.
Yeah.
But I think that has a lot to do with the movies that I grew up watching. I watched all the Bonds movies. I was telling Jason with my dad. But when I was younger, Pierce Brosnan, the movies came out, and there was this excitement. You have to go see it. And then first with my dad, and with my friends, and then with my cousins, and it was this whole production. You
Different
you
from
had
each generation.
you had to see it like 4 or 5 times before you were okay. Now we can wait for the DVD or the
Right. And that's probably the secret to its box office success, is that people go more than one time.
Absolutely.
To see things that they missed, but also I called it a cottage industry in DC because there's the annual New Year's Eve Gala, there's the museum, there are books like I brought my own coffee table book, James Bond posters, and the posters have been phenomenal over the years. T-shirts, everything James Bond. And you see that at the museum because there are all the artifacts, but people come and they pick out their favorite movies, their favorite villains.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's such an interesting way to digest this content.
genre.
Yeah, because you can do it.
So genre.
You can do it through the the Gala each year. You can do it at the museum. You can do it through film festivals in DC. But it has such staying power, and it really makes it different for every person and different for each generation.
Yeah.
And the spy store at the International
spy
Spy
store,
Museum.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So there's even more opportunity
Yes,
to buy
absolutely.
Bond-related
The
stuff.
cufflinks, the
Oh, you can make
spy
yourself look just like
glasses.
Bond or one of his villains.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
the spy glasses, I think they're a real favorite with my guests because
Yeah.
when they come in from out of town, we send them over to the Spy Museum and they see the exhibit and then they go to the spy store.
Which we always appreciate.
Yes!
A little synergy going
Always,
on
always.
right
Yeah,
there.
2 years
Yeah.
ago, like 10 of the guests, the top level guests, they went there and they got the cufflinks and they're like, Shanaz, look, we got our 007 cufflinks. I'm like, that's great.
And what do you own from the shop? What have you bought? I know you bought
Well,
something.
I've gotten a couple things. I've certainly got the DVD package now, so we can go
Yeah.
back and rewatch all the films. And that was a fun piece when we installed the exhibit.
The
Yeah.
50th edition
Yes,
DVD
a special
packet.
DVD,
Yeah.
We had to go back and, as kind of homework for bringing in this exhibition, we had to rewatch all the films.
Of course.
So that wasn't a bad way to spend your
A
days
good
and
evening.
evenings for a while. Yeah, just call it work. It's fine. But it's certainly a lot of those coffee table books are really interesting
Yeah.
to tell the
Yeah.
history of the franchise. Certainly got my hands on a few of those.
And you see, even on Halloween, people are dressing up
Oh, yeah.
as their
The
favorite
villains.
Bond villains. Yes.
Oh yes,
yes.
absolutely. And we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a number of those costumes, those set design pieces from the films that we put on display at the museum, so you can kind of embody the villain a bit and really see inside these characters and their psyche.
And how do you get the artifacts? How does the museum acquire them?
So we are in partnership with Eon Productions, which is the parent company that owns the complete film franchise, all 24 films from Dr. No in 1962 all the way to Spectre just this
Spectre,
year.
yeah.
And we've had the very thankful opportunity to work with them to put on this exhibition. It takes up about 5,000 square feet of our exhibition space, and we have over 120 different artifacts, both from cinema and from history, to tell this story.
Terrific.
Yeah.
So, Shanaz, what inspired you to start this event? Was it 14 years ago, you said?
Yes, 14 years ago.
You were a Bond fan, and you said, oh, I'm going to start throwing a big old party.
Well, in Washington, D.C., you know, being by nature a city where there are over 200 nationalities at any given time, I wanted to throw a New Year's Eve gala that was formal. There was a fit for everyone, and I wanted it to resonate with people of different ages, because I think that's what makes a party really fabulous, not to have just one age, but to have that mixture. And Bond was just the right choice. I was like, this is a genre, this is a theme that everyone can relate to. So parents can come with their children, 21 plus, of course.
Oh, yes, of course.
Cousins, groups of friends, corporates. We've had even a couple who got married at the
gala?
Bond Gala.
Really?
Yes, and it was so amazing. Right after midnight, they said their vows in the big ballroom, and it was one of those memorable
That's
evenings.
awesome.
But it attracts people from a wide variety of ages. It attracts fans from all around the country, from Ireland, from England, Brazil.
Wow.
The Virgin Islands. So quite a
And
broad.
we know they know how to party.
Oh yeah, they do.
Don't go away. The Aston Martin is the quintessential James Bond car and one of the most recognizable and famous cars in cinema history. More on DC's enduring love affair with 007 when Washington Full Circle returns. Welcome back to Washington Full Circle as we decipher the Bond mystique that's created a cottage industry in D.C. Speaking of cottage industry, the annual New Year's Eve Gala, where do people find out about it and how to get tickets?
SpyDC.com. There's something for everyone, all the ticket levels, the times, everything you need to know. It's very clearly laid out. And when the party's over, you get a hotel room. Everything's there, SpyDC.com.
What more can you ask for? And that's simple.
Yeah.
And okay, so people that want to visit the International Spy Museum, how can they find out information about it?
So they can go to spymuseum.org. They can get their tickets right online. They can learn more about our collection and more about the Bond history as well. So come and stop by before they go to the gala on New Year's Eve.
Definitely.
Also making a whole day, a whole weekend
Exactly.
out of it.
Go
That's
before
terrific.
or go afterwards. Just go. Here you go.
There you go.
Now, we've talked about the cars and everything, but the Bond girls are a big part of Bond women, a big part of the
course.
films, and a lot of women show up at the gala.
Yes, dressed to thrill. And we've had someone who've looked at also like the singers who've sung some of the songs.
Oh, the
there was
songs.
a Tina Turner lookalike one year.
What?
Yes, everybody was like, "Are you Tina Turner?" And they're like, "No," but she took a lot of photos. She had a great time. Another year we had a guest who showed up and she looked just like Halle Berry.
Oh,
Wow.
So people were stopping
not a
her
bad
all
thing.
the time. And so the ladies who have a resemblance to the Bond girls, they come and they accentuate that, and it's just a really fun time.
Wow. And you touched on the songs too, and that's another part of
Oh,
this
yes.
huge Bond
Another piece of it,
enterprise is,
yeah.
you know, the soundtracks to the films.
The soundtracks are iconic. I
Yes.
mean, every film has that iconic song that matches up with the film, and it's another piece that you can also get, thankfully, currently in the
In the
Spy
Spy
retail
store.
store.
Yeah.
Oh, so
You can
the-
get all of these
Oh,
soundtracks.
yeah.
You can put them in your Aston Martin. You can go drive around GW Parkway.
A one-stop shop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Bond song?
The Adele's Skyfall was really, really powerful. I was a big
big
fan
hit
of that
also.
one. Oh, it was a huge hit. She can really do no wrong, as it seems anyway, so it works out.
For Your Eyes Only.
Well,
Yeah,
and that was
Sheena
Sheena
Easton.
Easton.
Yes.
Yes.
Just magnificent. And then the one that Tina Turner sang, what was it again?
Goldeneye.
Goldeneye. Oh
Goldeneye,
yeah,
yeah.
those are my two all-time favorites.
But for me, the classic Shirley Bassey, Diamonds Are
Diamonds
Forever,
Are
and
Forever.
Goldfinger.
Shirley
that
Bassey,
started
that's
off.
iconic right
yeah.
there. That's the Bond voice.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I think she came back and did
She
a
did.
third one. I can't
She did
think of the name.
Goldfinger
Yeah.
right, and then Diamonds Are
Diamonds
Forever.
Are
Yeah.
Forever. Yeah, Moonraker. I think
There
it
you
was.
go.
Moonraker.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
So we've
right.
been talking so much about cars, and we've been seeing that car
Yes.
over there. But ready for a little more? Take a look at this.
Magnificent, isn't she? 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. A few little tricks up her sleeve.
Do one more thing for me.
Dude, always alone.
Ah, the car. And here it is, and here is Brendan.
Yes,
Brendan,
sir.
how you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Thank you so much. Tell us where this car comes from, and tell us a little bit more about it.
So this is the current generation DB9. As we know, when the partnership first started over 50 years ago with the DB5, this is the current generation of that lineup and the evolution of it. This one still built on the same principles. This one has the power, the beauty, the soul that kind of Aston tries to
And it's
emulate.
fast.
And all. Yes, of course. And so it features the power aspect of it is the V12, the big 500 horsepower V12 that you need, to get north of 200. Clearly see it's a beautiful car.
Yes.
And the soul comes in driving the car and the feedback and the exhaust node. If you ever hear an Aston, they say you can have your back turned and you'll know when an
You
Aston
know it's
comes.
coming, right?
Exactly. So it's been a great partnership over the years, and to see that it's still built on the same principle makes it special.
Excellent. And I hear there's going to be another tie-in to the Bond film coming to
Yeah.
your showroom. Tell us about
So the DB10 that was featured in the film, unfortunately it's not going to be a production car, so no one will be able to purchase it, but that actual car will be at our showroom the 24th through the 28th of this month.
the actual James
The
Bond
actual
car you
DB10.
said. Oh,
yes,
wow.
sir. And the DB10 actually highlights some of the future designs that are coming from Aston, and the DB11, which will come after the DB9 next year, will look very similar to that DB10.
I'm curious, do people coming in the showroom, do they ever say, oh, I heard you got the Bond car. Do you get that?
Yes, you do. You get that. You get that. You getting the kids, Daddy, buy the James Bond car. Yeah, we get that a lot.
Right.
So it's fun.
I understood that in the making of the latest Spectre film that they crashed a lot of these babies.
Yes.
Is that true?
So they only built 10 of them.
Yeah.
3 of them were crashed during the filming, so there are 7 left in the world. I believe one's on display in a museum in California, and the other ones are floating around, like the one that'll be at our showroom, just doing press events.
Right. And what colors do they come in?
Any color you choose. Aston will make anything you want, but there are about 90 or so colors to choose from, so
Yeah.
it's a lot.
And that includes the interior and leather. It's a beautiful car, just, you know, piping and everything.
Yes, sir. So it's leather all the way throughout. Everything's hand-built, glass controls.
But most important, how much does it cost?
How much did it
How much did it
cost?
retail for?
You can get an Aston for about 106 all the way up to 300,000. So it's
my
a
pockets.
wide spectrum. Yeah.
Well,
So
thanks
that's
so
something
much.
for
It's been a
everyone.
pleasure.
so
Thank you
much.
for
Thank
bringing
for
the
having
car.
us. Yes,
Take
sir.
care, and I hope to see you again. That's it for Washington Full Circle. Thanks to our guests, and thanks to you for watching. We'll see you again next time.